Today we're going to be working on section 5.1, which is to write linear equations in slope-intercept form. Notice the equation y equals mx plus b. That is the slope-intercept form equation. The m stands for slope, the b stands for the y-intercept, and there will be a y and an x in your equations. Let's write an equation of the line with a slope of 4 and a y-intercept of -3. You need to be thinking of the equation y equals mx plus b, and we are going to substitute the 4 in for the m, and then we need to also put in our y-intercept. When we put in our y-intercept, that makes it y equals 4x minus 3. There's our equation in slope-intercept form. Let's write some more equations where we are given our slope and our y-intercept. On the first one, the slope is 8 and the y-intercept is -7. Think about y equals mx plus b as your original format, and when we put in the 8 for slope and -7 in for our y-intercept, we have y equals 8x minus 7. It's written in slope-intercept form. The next one has a slope of -3/4 and a y-intercept of 3. Again, think of the equation y equals mx plus b and substitute in the two pieces that you know. Y equals -3/4x plus 3. That equation is now in slope-intercept form. Which equation represents the line that is shown on the graph? Well, when we look at this, we see that we have the y-intercept is 3. So we know what our b is in our equation. We also see our slope, -2/5. That's the rise over the run. And with those two pieces of information, we can look at letter A and see that it has a slope of -2/5 and it has a y-intercept of 3. So A is the equation that represents the line on the graph. Let's write an equation of the line that's shown on this graph. Again, we are starting out needing two pieces of information. One of them is the y-intercept, which we see where the line crosses the y-axis. So B is equal to 2. And then we need to find our slope. Our slope we can either count on the graph, or you can even use the change in y over the change in x. Our slope is going to be a -3/4 because you would have gone down 3 and to the right 4. With these two pieces of information, we can write the equation y equals -3/4x plus 2. That equation is in slope-intercept form. Let's write an equation of the line shown here. It's very similar to the other one, but notice our y-intercept is in a different place. So b is equal to 1, and now when we look at the slope, we're going down 2 and to the right 4. We can simplify that slope to be a -1/2. Then we have the equation y equals -1/2x plus 1. That equation is in slope-intercept form. When we write an equation for a linear function f and we're given values in function notation, we need to write the equation in function notation as well. We should know that the x inside the parentheses and the y is on the other number, so we would have f of x equals y. So we know our 0 and our -4 are x, 3 and 11 are our y's. We need to find our slope first. That means we need to have our change in y over our change in x. So let's subtract 3 minus 11 over 0 minus a -4. That gives us a -8/4, which is equal to a -2. So our slope for this function is a -2. Well, we start out with the idea that y equals mx plus b, and when we write function notation, it's f of x equals mx plus b. So the only thing we changed was making the y f of x, as we have done function notation before. So then we get to put in our -2 for our slope in for m And the 3, we find the y-intercept from our coordinate f of 0 equals 3. We know that when x is 0, our y-intercept is 3. So we've written the function in slope-intercept form with function notation. Let's do another one where we're going to write a linear function, and we're going to write this in slope-intercept form. Again, the -3 and the 0 are our x's, the 6 and the 5 are the y's. So we have change in y, 6 minus 5, over the change in x, -3 minus 0, and that gives us 1 over a -3. So our slope is a -1/3. Then we will set up our function notation for our slope-intercept form, f of x equals mx plus b, and substitute in the two values that are needed, the slope and the y-intercept. F of x equals a -1/3 x plus the 5. Because our x in our coordinate 0, 5, our x was 0, we know the y-intercept is going to be 5. Story problem. A dance academy charges $20 to use the facility and $25 per hour of instruction. We are to write an equation that gives the total cost to learn dance at the academy as a function of the hours of instruction. The cost as a function of the hours of instruction. Cost is going to be our y, and our hours of instruction is our x. And we need to write this equation in slope-intercept form. When we look up at our problem, we see that $20 is just to use the facility. That's our y-intercept. The $25 per hour of instruction, we're going to be multiplying that number by how many hours of instruction we have. So that's our slope. When we write our equation, it will be y equals 25x plus 20. Now find the total cost of 2 hours of dance instruction. Well, we're going to substitute our 2 in for the x, and we can do our math, and we will find out that y is equal to $70. Each equation in this section is written in the format y equals mx plus b. Be careful when substituting your values in for m and b. Good luck.